Hey, look at that. It's another day at the salt mines. Like, subscribe, and follow Saltiness. Didn't think this one all the way through, did I?
No, apparently you did not.
Anyway, like, subscribe, and follow.
Were we at the salt mines in Salzburg?
In Salzburg, South Africa?
Austria. That's where...
Whatever.
It's named after the salt mines there.
Oh, is that where... Austria, right? That's where Minji Lee is from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a golfer.
Yeah, I heard of that.
She worked with... One of her big breaks was she got a help from...
Some salt?
Oh, no, that's Australia.
Oh, never mind.
Why would you name Australia after Austria was already there? The Brits, they're just rude.
There is a ticket counter in Austria at the airports for those people who thought they were going to Australia.
Step over, mate, where you see this.
Right?
Like, subscribe, and follow. This is Truly News for really insightful information like this. Usually we're not this informative. Usually we're just silly. You can also send us stories, TITR@radio.network, that you think might work on this amalgamation of entertainment. Wow, I really didn't think that one through either. You can also leave a comment wherever or whenever you see whatever you're seeing or hearing. Or actually, you can just leave a comment without even watching. How would we know?
Yeah, right.
That'd be rude.
Well, we might know because the one guy called us pretentious clickbait, and he obviously hadn't watched the show. We're morons.
Yeah, no, moronic clickbait. No, we're not clickbait.
We are not clickbait. We tell you kind of the way it is.
So like, subscribe, and follow. Send us stuff at TITR@radio.network and leave a comment, but please try and watch first.
Yeah, be creative about it. Do something good.
We don't care if it's a bad comment, just...
Yeah.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
This from Patrick Reed.
Our man in Liverpool.
Oh, yes. A whimsical moment was captured at a rugby pitch the other day.
Whimsical and rugby. I can see whimsical after the match, but when you're on the pitch, I don't think rugby's all that whimsical.
London Scottish hosted Cambridge at the athletic ground with the home side losing by just 2 points on the day. Sounds like the Vikings. During a break in play, the match...
Last year they won close ones. This year they managed to find a way to
lose the close one. You know, it's funny. Ian said it great yesterday. He goes, all the bounces we got last year, we're not getting this year.
But you also, we're starting third and fourth line people in places, and you know what? It comes the point.
Yeah,
the next man up just is not the next man up. He's a placeholder.
Yeah, and it's too bad, and I'm sorry, but I don't care if you throw for 400 yards if you throw 4 interceptions.
Miss Kirk.
Me too. During a break in play, the match announcer took the opportunity to have a little fun, got on the public address system and said, "This is a control announcement. A control announcement. Will a Mr. Stuart Atkinson please report back to the gantry? We have a call from a very distressed Mrs. Nicola Atkinson, who has been tracking you on Find My iPhone. She said, you said you were going to John Lewis in Kingston." John Lewis is a really nice department store.
All right.
The announcer continued, "She's on her way to come and pick you up and take you home." Crowd burst into laughter. But the spectators weren't just treated to a little bit of comedy.
No.
8 tries were scored on the day. That's like 8 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
A try in the 80th minute for visitors Cambridge put them level with the hosts before James Benson knocked over the extra points to win the game in dramatic style. Huzzah.
Yeah. It's rugby. I mean,
so it's fun.
42 people watch it. I know it is. Once you watch a couple matches, it's like you don't really need the rules.
No, just watch them play.
Yep. It's just there's I've been watching some of the lady rugby players.
Oh, yeah.
Holy buckets, Batman.
Good.
There's some very fast ones, and I know why, because I've seen some of the other ones too.
Well, the Lady Ferns, the All Blacks team, the New Zealand, are incredible.
I don't know who this was, but they had One team had two different touchdown. Well, they're not touchdown runs.
Yeah,
But
tries.
they had two very long runs for tries.
Yeah.
From two different women who basically saw the hole, went in through the hole, and no one could catch them.
Yep.
Even though some of them were back there.
Yeah.
When they started. Rob and Marcella Wild of Robertson, South Africa, who not many people know this. These were actually the people who named the Minnesota hockey team. The Wilds figured, would I lie to you?
Yes.
I would not. I'd make stuff up, but I wouldn't actually.
You do it for reasons of personal gain.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yep.
See, now why wasn't it Rob and Marcella Robertson of Wild, South Africa? Then I wouldn't have been able to do this, but
you would have anyway.
I would have found a way. Anyway, Rob and Marcella, who shall remain wildless, figured there might be a house in their newly decorated Christmas tree. A house? Hang on.
Hose.
Nope. Think of another word that's like house, but it's a small animal. That's not even
a hooligan.
No, nothing was going on, not even a
house.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a
louse.
Exactly. They figured there might be a mouse in their newly decorated Christmas tree.
I never would have thought of that.
You never had. When their cat started watching it intently in 2021, instead, what they found, and their cat should be really grateful they looked, one of the most venomous snakes in all of Africa. A boomslang.
Really?
It's got a
I've
cool
heard of
name.
these.
And it's got a cool name.
Boomslang's a great name.
The Wilds, who of course named the Minnesota hockey team, called on snake catcher Gary Hines, who is not related to the Hines ketchup people.
But maybe related to John Hines. Not the coach for the Wild.
No, it's not spelled like either of them.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Anyway, Jerry used snake tongs to put it on the floor.
Never knew they had such a thing.
I know what tongs are. I've seen them for salads.
Yeah.
I've flipping meat on the grill.
Yeah.
Who knew there was one for snakes? Once I had it under control, said Jerry, the family came right up to see the snake. The snake then looked at them, bit all 7 of them, and they died in a hideous death moments later. Or a scary moment turned into an exciting moment for the kids. You can pick either story you like. Hines released the female snake about 4.5 feet long back into the wild a couple of days later. Wait a minute. He released it back into the wild?
Yes. Oh, no. Check your tree again.
Which wild? Somebody's got a snake. Oh.
A boomslang, though. So it's cool.
That's true. It's a great name.
From the Flathead Beacon Police Blotter.
Oh, finally a bit of normalcy.
12:53 a.m. Someone told 911 that their apartment neighbors were walking up and down the stairs too loudly.
I'm just, it depends. Location.
Right.
Can you imagine that 911 call in New York at 3 of the...
Oh, I can imagine the dispatcher saying some very loud words.
I can, and none of them have a you and mom.
3:56 a.m. A man was walking in the center of the road waving a roll of toilet paper.
Which is a universal sign for I'm probably very drunk or need my medicine.
I need some help.
Something like that.
3:56 p.m. Just a scant 12 hours later. Someone walking around picking up rocks seemed suspicious.
Was he a short guy looking for a giant?
No idea.
Could have been David. You never know.
Yeah. Well, we often have Old Testament reenactments just on the spur of the moment here in the United States.
Especially like there with the Blotter folks, they get a lot of that.
5:11 p.m.
Just last week, there was this poor kid tied up on an altar. It was just...
Someone was caught pawning a laptop they were renting from a nearby shop. I'm out of money.
That's almost clever.
Yeah, really. 6:26 p.m. A young boy was throwing rocks at passing cars. Ah!
Was he collecting them earlier?
This is my exact thought. 6:48 p.m. 4 Christmas inflatable lawn decorations were stabbed to death.
Okay, we are weird.
Christmas decorations.
Can decorations be stabbed to death?
Well,
They can be stabbed into uselessness, but
Well, that's like most people.
That's the difference between human beings. You can stab a human being to death, but the uselessness just pretty much comes naturally to some of us.
Oh, yeah. Just go look at D.C., Washington, D.C. You'll see it
Or
in action.
any state capital, really.
Mhm.
I've got Christmas Madness from 2006. These are
Okay.
more headline-y like.
Alrighty.
November, the upscale New York City menswear and accessory store Jack Spade
Yes.
removed from its holiday catalog a $40 frog dissection kit with real carcass after numerous inquiries from people wondering what in the world they were thinking. You know, it's hard to... A holiday party for inmates at Britain's Peterborough jail. Is it Peterborough or Peterborough?
Burrow.
Peterborough jail, where they actually call the female guards ma'am. A holiday party for inmates at Britain's Peterborough jail promised a fun time with Xbox consoles and PlayStations, along with cash gifts of £5 each, which is like almost, what, $9-10 American,
Yeah.
which is greater than the value of the candy boxes the jail will give its guards for Christmas. There will be, I'm sure, no animosity there. And police in Rock Hill, South Carolina, put a 12-year-old boy under arrest at the insistence of his mom. Apparently, he had defied her and opened his Christmas gift 3 weeks early. I would throw him in jail because he could get an Xbox.
You just reminded me of the one little guy. We may have talked about him. He was arrested for peeing behind his mom's car in a public parking lot. You know what's happened to him now? They've
What?
offered him a plea deal. Oh, God, the stupid runs deep.
You know, I've got to tell you, every time I say that we are a stupid species, people must go, no, we're not. Yeah. You know what? You listen to the stories we find?
Yeah, we're
Or
done.
turn on Cops.
Yeah, there
Turn
you
on
go.
Any episode of Cops.
Or watch those police encounter things in shorts. And, yeah. Oh,
Yeah. We
and
are
I'm-
a stupid species.
And our intoxication is really what's hurting a lot of us.
I did not know people consume. I worked in my dad owned a bar.
Yeah.
I worked in it for a while.
Yep.
These people are professionals. Don't try this at home.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.